All right, so got my guard. As y'all can see, I scribed out where the antler meets up, and now I'm gonna take a small wheel attachment and grind in the little index finger groove thing to make it feel good. All right, so I've got my tang and kneeling, or kind of tempering back past what you typically do because I got to drill my hole. So while I'm doing that, I flattened the end of the antler and then one side of the pommel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dot of super glue right here, and I'm going to just a little bit. I'm going to take this antler and press that sucker down on there. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to put, it's a little untraditional, and I know that, but I think it'll be neat. I'm going to take some stainless steel pin, a rod, and I'm going to have two little pins, I guess you could say, peen pins in this pommel, so that I can still have this secured on very, very strongly. I will drill down a little bit, enough to where I can put this in probably half an inch in there, so that if this pommel needs to come off, it'll have to come straight off. You won't be able to move it side to side at all. So it'll be more secure. So I'm going to drill it now. All right, so I decided to go with brass pins. I ended up cutting stainless steel, but then I decided, well, let's do brass, and I'll peen it so hard that you won't be able to notice it. I think it'll look cleaner and a little less tacky, probably more well-made looking. So there's what I got, and obviously those are not pushed in all the way. I still got to take this off and glue it on with epoxy. So stay tuned. So now what I've done, I drilled a hole bigger than the pin I'm going to use. I'm taking a small brass pin, putting it right in there, and I will peen that so that it squishes out bigger than the size of the pin that I'm going to use. Now that I got it marked, I will center punch it maybe a millimeter in front of that, so it'll have a super tight fit and we'll be good. Yeah. So I got the hole drilled. As you can see, the tang, I drilled it up a little bit too high, so I'm just gonna sand a little bit off the top of the antler. All right, so I got the pin hole good. Alright, so there's the handle assembled. Now, Still got a ton of work. As you can see, the guard is shaped. I do need to hand sand in there and hand sand the guard. I've got the pin in. I need to, after I set this sucker or put the epoxy in, peen that pin. I need to shape the pommel and then peen those pins as well. So let's get to it, waste no time. Alright, so I got in a little rush and I forgot to film some things. So I'm going to give y'all a little rundown of what happened. So what we've got is shape the pommel. I didn't do it with a Dremel. I just did it on the sander. I thought the smoother edges might, they're going to feel better. So that's what I did there. I polished that up, as y'all can see, peened the pins, and I glued the whole thing up. Next step is I'm gonna grind these pins down to size and just lightly pin them or dome them so I give that fancy look. And then sharpen and make a sheath. So let's get to it, waste no time. All right, so y'all just saw me buff the whole knife. Got the dome pin, as you can see. All the brass is mirror polished. Damascus, nicely buffed. And that knife just needs to be sharpened and get a sheath, and then it's done. That mug feels good in the hand, perfect size. This will be great for skinning your elk and your whitetail, you know. There it is, boom! How sweet does that look? That's a bad to the bone knife right there.